Hello students, in this video we'll discuss about the second chapter, motion in one dimensions. So there are some terms related to motion. First is scalars and vector quantities. As you know, scalar quantities are those quantities which are expressed only by their magnitude. Magnitude means numerical value along with the unit. For example, mass, length, time, distance, density, etc. So these are the examples for the scalar quantities. Second is about the vector quantities. So these physical quantities require the magnitude as well as direction to express them completely. Okay, so in this unit with the numerical value along with the direction, these are the three requirements, three parameters to define the vector quantity. Examples are displacement, velocity, acceleration, momentum, force and moment of force. So there are number of vector quantities. So next is about rest and motion. A body is said to be at rest if it does not change its position with respect to its immediate surroundings. Suppose if you'll take your example, right now your position from the door is 5 meters. So it will remain 5 meters after half an hour and after 5 minutes also. So this all depend upon the case which you are taking under consideration. Second is, a body is said to be in motion if it changes its position with respect to its immediate surroundings. So if the person, example, will consider under the fan, so if the fan is rotating, it means continuously the position of the parts of the fan blades are in motion with respect to the man. After this, one-dimensional motion. So when body moves along a straight line path, its motion is said to be one-dimensional motion. And even another name is for the same is rectilinear motion. For example, the motion of a train on a straight track, stone falling down vertically, and a car moving on a long and straight road but in a particular direction. So there is one example that if the body is changing its position with respect to time, at 0 time, if we will consider its motion along x-axis, so at 0 time the position is 0, and after 1 second the position is 5 meters. After 2 seconds, the position is 20 meters. After 3 seconds, position is 45 meters. And after 4 seconds, the position is 80 somewhere here. That is x is equal to 80. So here the representation of one-dimensional motion we can consider in one particular direction, that is x-axis. Then we will consider displacement term. Displacement is the shortest length between the initial and final point, and distance is the total length covered by the body during its motion. So when the body is assumed to be start its journey from A, then B, then C, D, E, F, and then back to A. So distance will be equal to 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, 11 kilometers. Because here we are considering its total length. Suppose this is the initial point and here is the final position. So in this case, if we will consider the displacement factor, this is the shortest distance between the initial point and the final point. So what is the magnitude? That is 5 kilometers, and in one particular direction then body has to move. It means displacement is 5 kilometers. But if we will consider the distance, that is 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, 11 kilometer, right? So scalar quantity, under the scalar quantity we can discuss distance, and under vector quantity we can discuss displacement. So under the same example, if we'll consider the body is returning back towards this A position, its initial and final point is same. In that case, displacement will be 0. Why? Because initial point and final point are same. Next is speed and velocity. So speed is the rate of change of distance with time, and numerically if we'll try to get that, v is equal to distance upon time. So unit for the speed will be meter per second, and CGS unit will be centimeter per second. Next is uniform speed. A body is said to be moving with the uniform speed if it covers equal distances in equal intervals of time throughout its motion. So distance is equal to speed into time. Non-uniform or variable speed, a body when it moving with the non-uniform or variable speed, then it will covers unequal distances in equal intervals of time. So number of examples are there, like motion of a ball on a surface, the motion of the car on a crowded road, right? Then instantaneous speed. So instantaneous speed is the speed with which the vehicle is moving at that particular time or for a very short time interval. With whatever speed the vehicle is moving, that is known as its instantaneous speed. So speedometer of the vehicle that measures the instantaneous speed. Average speed is what? That is simply the ratio of total distance travelled upon total time. So this is very important part. In case of a body moving with the uniform speed, the instantaneous speed and the average speed will have the same value. Second is velocity. The velocity of a body is the distance travelled per second in a specified direction, or in simple words you can say rate of change of displacement. This will also have same SI unit of as we are having in case of speed, that is meter per second, and CGS units are centimeter per second. Uniform velocity. If a body travels equal distances in a particular direction in equal intervals of time, the body is said to be moving with the uniform velocity. Examples are the raindrops reach on our surface falling with the uniform velocity, and the body moves on a frictionless surface is an example of the uniform velocity. Non-uniform or variable velocity. So body can be moving with the variable or non-uniform velocity, that is because of the change in its magnitude or in its direction. So both the magnitude and direction can also be changed at the same moment. So the body moves unequal distances in a particular direction in equal intervals of time, or it moves equal distances in equal intervals of time, but direction of the motion does not remain same. Example sake, when the body moves in a circular path, the value of the speed, that constant magnitude will remain same, but the direction is continuously changing. In this case, suppose the body is moving in 20 meter per second, so speed is uniform, but the velocity is variable. Why it is variable? Because at A, B, C and D, the direction is totally different. So on the basis of that, we can say the body is moving with variable velocity. After that, instantaneous velocity. So the concept of instantaneous velocity and the instantaneous speed, that is same. But in instantaneous velocity, when the body is moving in a straight line with a constant value of speed, then that particular body is said to be moving with the instantaneous velocity when the speedometer gives a particular observation. So speedometer is the only factor which is giving us correct instantaneous velocity. After that, average velocity. So average velocity is the ratio of total displacement over total time taken. Next is acceleration and retardation. Acceleration is the rate of change of velocity with time. Acceleration formula is change in velocity upon time interval. So what will be the SI unit? That is meter per second square. Now relation for the acceleration is equal to final velocity, that is v, minus initial velocity, that is u, upon t. And if you rearrange, you will get v is equal to u plus at. Now here two cases will be there. If v is greater than u, that means final velocity is greater than initial velocity, then a is positive, means body is accelerated. But if v is less than u, then acceleration is negative, or you can say the body is moving with retardation. In this example, the car is moving from rest and gains velocity 20 meter per second in 10 seconds. Means a is equal to v minus u upon t. Value of v is 20, u is 0, and time is 10 seconds. So acceleration value will be 2 meter per second square. And in second example, now the car is initially moving with a velocity of 25 meter per second and brought to rest in 5 seconds by applying the brakes. So acceleration formula is final velocity minus initial velocity upon time. If you will solve, you will get a equal to minus 5 meter per second square. So it means retardation value is 5 meter per second square. Acceleration and retardation both are vector quantities. Uniform acceleration. Now acceleration is said to be uniform when equal changes in velocity takes place in equal intervals of time. The motion of the body under gravity is an example of uniformly accelerated motion. And the variable acceleration, if the change in velocity is not same in the same intervals of time, the acceleration is said to be variable, means its value is changing. So the motion of the vehicle on a crowded or hilly road is with variable acceleration. Acceleration due to gravity. In this topic, the gravity acceleration due to gravity due to earth is 9.8 meter per second square. Now the free fall of the ball, if you consider at time 0, initial velocity will be 0 and t1 is equal to 1 second. There v1 is equal to 9.8 meter per second. After one more second, that is 2 seconds, the velocity will be increased by 9.8 again. So 9.8 plus 9.8, 19.6 meter per second. After 3 seconds, v3 will be 29.4 meter per second. When you will add 9.8 in this, you will get this 29.4 meter per second. At t4, 4 second, v4 is equal to 39.2. Similarly, for t5, that is 5 second, v5 is equal to 49 meter per second. So any two observations you will consider. I am going to consider these two, t3 and t4, 5. So acceleration is equal to change in velocity. That is, first you can consider these two, v2 minus v1. That is 19.6 minus 9.8 upon 2 minus 1. So the value is 9.8, and for 5 and 3 then also the value is 9.8. See, 49 minus 29.4 divided by 5 minus 3, that is acceleration equal to 19.6 divided by 2, 9.8 meter per second square. So this is an example of constant or the uniform acceleration. So you are requested to watch the video again and again to get full command on the topic and read the content thoroughly from the book also. Thank you very much.